Hello everybody, welcome to another video about the Jebus Outcast, and today we will be talking about the Jebus Outcast new version 2.69i, which is finally live, guys. It will be live soon. From point of the day where I'm doing the video, it will be live in 2 days, so you will be able to get the latest version, the I, and you will be all able to play it on HoTA lobby. Looking forward for it. What I would like to show you in this video is just go through the change log and shortly talk about the changes which are happening. And yeah, let's see how the meta will change, right? And before we'll go into the details of the changes, I have to really thank MGC for enabling this to, let's say, be existing, to that this is happening, because I feel like this is something what was maybe missing in Heroes 3. Then we have, let's say, we could call it like seasons, right? Seasons for templates. And I think that's wonderful. And hopefully we will be able to see it, let's say, more in the future. That the templates will be changing from time to time, because that can keep the templates fresh, right? Because why Jebus Outcast is popular? It's just because there are changes, right? The non-stop changes are happening. Some are good, some are bad, but they are changes, right? Okay, so let's keep it short and let's go into the change log. So on the first, you can see that all towns which you have in biome will have fort. So this is really huge, let's say, boost to, let's say, double buildings and building stables. This is mainly to be able to build stables really early. So this is like nerf to the castle. So this is really nice. And as well, we have here in the information that there are 4 boxes in the desert which have all spells. Then bunker changes. This is, I would say, this part is the most control version in this change, in this new version. So there will be only 1 bunker, and in the bunker there will be 3 control spells, control scrolls, is fly, TD, and TP, and level 3 spell box. And as well, there is no entrance guard, so it means you are immediately go in and get your control. And as well, the note that per bunker, so this zone where you had the mines, is removed now, and it's all, let's say, merged into 1 zone. So this bunker. So we have just bunker, which is having no guard, and you have all control spells in. And this is the one of the biggest change right here. That everybody will have control. Everybody can have control almost immediately. So, and this change will change the meta in terms of heroes which you will be playing, right? Because if you want to use control spells week 1, you have to go for mages, right? Unless, of course, you hire all some knowledge helmet, but that's quite low chance. So you will see definitely big changes in the hero list which will be played. Site treasuries updates. So it means now that the zones which are, let's say, the side biomes, does not have any guards in, so you have to either fly or DD over. And as well, it's changed to native terrain, so you will be able to guess which zone is there. So you will see grass, so you can rush there and see if it's castle or not, right? And as well, what is interesting, that the side zones are having off-road bunker with all spells box. That's, let's say, whatever, right? You don't care about that probably. You can care about that, so you don't have to carry all these scrolls, right? But the funny thing is this. Random tier 6, tier 7 plus neutral faction boxes. So the guard is huge, right? So that's even bigger than the normal break. But yeah, you can get all good dragons, right? Because that means what is this tier 7 plus. So you can get azures, you can get crystals, and you can get... Yeah, that's the main thing, right? The azures, honestly. So then we have diplomacy nerfs. In the desert, joining is reduced to 25%. Biome and side treasures remain 50. So when we look on this is really huge nerf, right? Because in current games, you were joining only in the desert. And now this is reduced to 25%. So it's not that good, right, to deploy something in the middle. Unless you want to get some, let's say, speed bonus. And the biomes and side treasures. Now this means that, yeah, you have the original diplo in your biome and the side treasure. One thing about the biomes, the breaks which you have in your biome to desert are counted as your biome. So that means all breaks which are between you and desert, you can deploy with 50%. And considering there is like 10 over in average, like 10 breaks, right? So then you can get still some good diplos. But it will not be like almost in every long game you were just focusing on behemoths, upgrade and so on, right? So this will be more limited. Skill lock removed. That's strange. I never rolled the luck when I was playing, but yeah. And spells. Anti-magic and quicksand is disabled. So this is huge as well, right? Because you just cannot now protect your units against the spells with anti-magic. And the quicksand is fine. It's fine. There were only certain cases where you could use it, right? When somebody was defending the town and the attacker did not have water. So these changes are fine. I like it. I like it. Next we have some new spells, Fire Shield and Magic Mirror. I feel like this is added just as a meme, right? Because you will probably not use Fire Shield. Because you can get it from the Ogre Fist, right? So, but Magic Mirror, I can see being fun, right? Do you want to risk the Chain Lightning on Magic Mirror unit? Because technically, that's even better than Anti-Magic, right? If it would bounce every time. So you have to be really careful about this. Okay, next we have the artifacts. So we have remove other artifacts, which are Orb of Vulnerability, so the Black Orb. So that means if you get the Black Dragon, you are immune to all magic, always. Or if you are conflicts with the magic elementals, you are immune to magic. So this is huge. And we have Orb of Firmament, Orb of Silt removed. So this is end of the Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning is still strong. Not gonna lie, that is still strong. But without Orb, it's much more weaker. And the same goes for Orb of Silt. But honestly, the Meteor Shower was used only when they casted Protection from Air, right? So this is fine. Boost of Speed, so that's great. Because when player number 1 will get Boost of Speed week 1 and the player number 2 will get them week 3, it's like they are playing completely different game, right? So this is fine. And we can still see that gloves are in. So, but gloves are only 200 moves, so let's say somehow balanced. And then we have this Helm of Heavenly Enlightenment, aka Depot, right? So it's fine. So it's +6 all. Now there is a little bit the issue that you technically do not have any good helm which you could equip, right? So removing this, you will be probably forced to go for Ogre Fist or Armor of the Damned every game, right? You can get +4 spell power, +4 knowledge helmet, but that's it, right? So this is, yeah, let's see how it will go. And then we have here some new artifacts, Orb of the Tempestus Fire. So I don't know, yeah, I guess we can cast Inferno now, which is cool if you will switch it to speed 1, so then it's really nice. Bend out of this position, so if you do not know what this does, it protects you versus Berserk. So that means, since you cannot cast anti-magic, you will be forced almost every time to go for this, right? So you can avoid being zerked. Then we have Golden Bow, that's great. That is boosting, let's say, some factions which are heavily relying on the archers, especially from beginning, like Rampart, Tower, Castle. For Castle this is, let's say, big boost, because usually you have some marksmen. Then we have the Helm of Chaos, so that's fine. So one more helmet to get knowledge early. And Armor Wonder, so that's also fine for starting, for start. Then we have the information about the minor and treasure artifact generated with default frequency, so this was before boosted for the boost of speed. We got some new heroes into the pool, so we got Xeron, which is the Devil Specialist, which is adding just attack, defense, speed, so nope, probably not playable hero, but fine. And he's leadership and tactics, I think. Then we have Mutter Drake, which is adding 5 attack, 5 defense to all dragons, so theoretically could be used, but probably not. And he's tactics and E-state, so... And this is Dungeon, this is Inferno. Then we have Zillar, which is Cove. And I have even no idea what the Zillar is starting with. And then we have Caitlyn. So, and that's the castle here. Cleric. Then we have level 4 Shrouds, now only spawn in the biome, value reduced. So it means they will be less guarded, and there can be 11 of them. So this is another, let's say, some hidden boost to mages, because now you are able to get quite reliably some good tier 4 spells, right? Level 4 spells, so that's interesting. Now this I like. Library of Nightmen only spawn in the central zone. 9 of them is guaranteed, and rarely in the side treasures. So it means that in the desert you have only 9 of them, and considering how desert is big, it's really big boost, right? Because you really hate to see when you get like 1 library in half of the desert and the rest is on your opponent's side and he's getting like 20 all plus. And no libraries in the side treasures, which is fine as well. So you will no longer see these crazy stat like 70 all because somebody is just lucky on the library. So this change is really cool. I really like it. Then we have dwelling changes. -1 behemoth crack. So yeah, I think this makes sense. This is justified. But I still think the stronghold is really strong, even without this change. So the stronghold is definitely cool. Then we have -1 homestead, which is fine as well, right? Because you were able to get easily a lot of them week 1, so that's fine. Then we have some boost for tower, finally, by the way. Not sure if we would call it boost, but yeah, they have +1 golem factory, and Conflux has 1 more elemental conflux, so this is quite good, right? Because you can get a lot of army out of that when you get it. You can insta-buy all air elementals, fire and water, right? Then we have Pandora restriction, so this is the nerf into the top 2 factions, right? So the Swordman and Crusader boxes 2 max of each. So this is still fine, right? Because 50 Swordmans, 40 Crusaders is 100, and that's still enough to do, let's say, everything in your biome. But you will not high roll and you will not have 200 of them, right? So that's fine. And for the fortress, which I was already mentioning, there is only 4 Gorgon boxes in the biome. And what is the news? That mighty Gorgons are disabled. Which is fine, right? Because you got 1 box of them and you could do any size of top on Alkin. No issue. just some nose for the meat, and you can do max. So it will put some pressure on Fortress to be able to upgrade them in the town, which will take some time and some effort, right? Wow, and then we have Necropolis and Tower Boss. So Necropolis enabled Vampire Lord boxes, 2 max. So this is like insane, right? If you are able to get it early, then you can do any fight in your biome. So that's really a huge boost or buff to Necropolis, so that's cool. Because they really need something. Then we have Ivory Tower, only 1 for Tower. And you would say why it's buff, right? But it's buff just because it will not spawn one more, which would take value of something else. So now instead of this, it could be theoretically something else which would take the value. So it's like indirect buff. And then we have more lamps, which is fine. Just by 1, so it's not that big. So it will be interesting to see how the Necropolis and Tower will now, let's say, where they will be their spot in the meta. Then we have various small changes to make biome generation more consistent, so we have to see what is this about. This is same like this. Oh, okay, so this is the bunker. So in the bunker, where you have these 3 scrolls with the spells and all 3 level spell box, you have the exit portal which leads to the desert. So this is really cool, right? Because it will enable to go quickly from bunker to the desert if you would wish. So you have to be careful, right? Because you can be now catched in the bunker because yeah, it's the portal in the desert, right? So this is really interesting. And there is some small change when you are playing 8-player version. You are starting with 1 town, so that's fine. Let's quickly look on the gaming rule set changes because they are huge and I love them. I cannot thank MKC more for this. So there is the rule about the reflect damage of fire shield counts as last hit. So if theoretically 2 units would kill each other, but it would die because of fire shield, then the damage of the fire shield is counted like last hit. So that's, let's say, some small rule, which will most likely never happen, but yeah, it's nice to have it. Universal break, so you just need to break 1 break to be able to go into all zones, so that's cool. Well, technically it's only you can now DD into your opponent biome without worrying if he broke or not, so that's cool. And this is the rule which I was saying that it's huge. I really love it because yeah, so the final fight is now forced to 2-4-2. So second month, 4 week, second day. So that means who is holding the middle by this date is winner of the match. So these are the main changes in the Jebus Outcast. So I have to say I really like them. I'm still not sure about this, but I can see that it can be good, right? Because sometimes it's just bad. You are not able to find the control, right, at all. Usually you don't want to go for the bunker because you want to go for tempo. So we have to see how the games will be, right? So it's definitely, this I version is definitely boost to the mages in general, because if you can DD already week 1, yeah, why not go for mages and have a lot of mana, right? So it will be really interesting how the tier list of the towns and heroes will change. And yeah. So let me know in the comments What do you think about this new version, the I version? If you like the changes or not, if you would like to add something else. And yeah, I will as well link in the description the link for the changelog so you can go directly into it. And as well I will put you there the Discord where you can see these changes, let's say live, and you can discuss with the creator of the template. Okay, guys, so thank you all for watching. I would appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel, and I will be definitely doing the updated tier list of the towns and heroes after I will play some game. So I assume in like 2 weeks, because I really need to check the meta before I will be able to give some data, which would make sense. Okay, so thank you for watching and see you next time. Ciao, ciao.